Good morning, everyone. My name is MightyStream. Today is October the 7th. I'm going to do your spiritual principle a day in a meditation. I'm brought to you by Hope Through Navigation, and this is our H.O.D Recovery Services. I hope that you're having a beautiful morning. If you need to reach me, feel free to do so at recoveryofhope21@gmail.com. Let's go ahead and get into our meditation for today. October 7th. Harmony, alignment, and balance. When our bodies, minds, and spirits are in harmony, I want to make that larger for you. When our bodies, minds, and spirits are in harmony, our lives show the difference. We are able to live in balance. Living Clean, Chapter 3, A Spiritual Journey. Addicts arrive in or return to NA with our lives in turmoil and out of balance. Our health is in the toilet. Mentally, we are all over the map. Spiritually, we are in a blackout. Though we may not all be at the same degree of chaos, no one bounds happily through the door of their first NA meeting or our first one after a relapse, feeling stable and whole. We stagger or slink or slide in. We come to NA after a brush with the law and sometimes while incarcerated. We're pushed in by family or rehab, or dragged in by an NA member we used to get high with or stayed clean with. There's some truth in the familiar wisecrack. We are some sick puppies. Since our journeys in recovery most often begin with the elimination of substances, our health often improves first. Our minds dip back into friendly territory. Though the visits may not be as long as we'd like, through attending meetings, working steps, and building relationships with other members, we begin to awaken spiritually. Not all of us label it that way, or maybe we don't have the words for it, but something inside of us is shifting. Outside of us, our behavior is definitely shifting. By taking commitments, showing up for others, acting right, we stay clean. Whether we believe this is the work of a loving higher power or we're doing it because our sponsor told us to, because it's spiritual, our inner chaos lessens and our outward stability increases. The lights come on, and they aren't so easily extinguished by the wind and rain that keep coming at us, because that's life. I will take stock today of how I am physically, mentally, and spiritually. What can I do to establish some balance and spark some harmony? Let's go ahead and take a moment of silence, followed by the wee version of Serenity Prayer. Moment of silence now, please. God, grant us the serenity to accept the things we cannot change, the courage to change the things that we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. So today, the spiritual principle that we're talking about is harmony, alignment, and balance. And here we're talking about our spiritual journey. We're talking about our bodies, our minds, and our spirits all aligning with one another. And people achieve that in different ways. And it emits here, and it's a familiar experience for the majority of us. We didn't come into this fellowship just leaping for joy, brimming with hope. That was not the majority of our story. And there were probably glimpses of happiness and joy because what? We're clean now. We're starting to feel better now. We can actually see that our eyes have white in them instead of red, right? And so we're starting to awaken in many ways. And a lot of times, the first thing that changes is our physical presence because we're no longer putting something into our bodies that is toxic. But then after that, we figure out, okay, I am not using drugs, but I'm still thinking the same way. So our bodies are getting better, but our minds still need some work. Granted, I mean, using drugs, we made a lot of bad decisions. But now we're finding that we have the power to make good decisions. We don't just have to go along with the flow, knowing that the flow is negative, right? We get to make decisions today. And so we start thinking about how we're actually thinking. So now our minds are starting to be rejuvenated or to wake up in a positive way. And we do notice when we're thinking faulty thoughts, but we're able to catch them quicker. They don't get to spend so much time lingering around in negativity. Our brains are starting to come up to life. For many of us, we're starting to wonder, what can I do with this new brain of mine? Isn't that beautiful? And then we notice something else. Some of us notice that our spirits are still not well. We see a person that we used to use with, and instantly we think to ourselves, I wonder what they're using. I wonder if they're ever going to get out of that lifestyle. Should I go talk to them? Shouldn't I go talk to them? We even come into the meetings and we see people that we were stuck in the same dope houses with them, same clubs, the same everything. And we're seeing them might not always feel good. It might take us back and we think, I need to work on forgiveness. I need to work on these resentments that are harboring at the dock of my heart and let them roll out and never roll back in. Right? We think like that and we say, oh, my spirit needs more work. And that's the beauty of the 12 steps. They allow you to begin to do the work in all those areas. This reading is taken from chapter 3 of Living Clean. And that Living Clean book, I'm telling you, that is an amazing piece of literature. And you can get it at na.org. I encourage you to do that because it's something that you really will enjoy. It talks about so many things that are beneficial. And today is talking about harmony, alignment, and balance. Where are you with that? Where are you with your health? Think about it. Are you paying attention to your health or are you ignoring it? You've gotten clean and you're cleaning up, but you're still irresponsible about your physical health. You know you need to see the doctor, but you won't go make an appointment. Did you get clean to ignore your health? Did you get clean to allow things to continue to slide by you and not pay attention to them? How do you know that migraine is not your blood pressure? How do you know that you're not that close from a stroke? I mean, there are some telltale signs. I'm no physician, but I mean, anyone can research them. How do you know that drop of energy that's really quick isn't sugar diabetes? Or you just keep eating candy to keep your adrenaline going, or you keep drinking coffee or using sugar in some kind of way to keep your adrenaline going. How do you know you're not diabetic? Good question, right? That pain in your back, you've always just kind of dealt with it. Maybe it can be corrected. You probably have insurance now. Maybe you can go get it checked out. I've been having problems with my wrist. I can barely hold anything in my right hand. And it is disturbing. Like simple little things, simple little motor skill movements with my right hand. And someone said, that sounds like carpal tunnel. And you know what? It dawned on me that I haven't had a problem with carpal tunnel in 20 years or so. Since the days, I mean, longer really, since the days of my bodybuilding, I really haven't had a problem with carpal tunnel. But I remember instantly when they said that I was diagnosed with that. And I haven't done a single thing to take care of that in decades. And so now I'm going to see the physician that handled that, all her office rather, that handled that all that time ago. Because it's important for me to be able to use my dominant hand. Okay. That's just one example. Our minds. Where are you at with your mental health? Are you the type of person that you refuse to seek any mental health services because of the stigma that's attached to it? You don't want someone going around calling you crazy. Of course not. But you are willing to admit that you're an addict and that we were at least two people at one time, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. But now, for some reason, we're clean and we have a problem seeking mental health services, even though we know a lot of our using was based on the dis-ease within our minds. These are just things that I want you to think about. This isn't Mighty Stream telling you you need to go see a doctor. It's not telling you you need to see a therapist. I'm just saying we got clean for a reason. Let's live our best life. If there's something that's not going right or feeling right or you're not thinking right, you hit a spell, you're grieving or something, why not just take an extra step and seek some outside help? Basic text tells us that some of us need to seek outside help. There's no stigma attached to that. Handle your life. Take care of yourself and ensure that the people that love you and that you love, that it can be an ongoing relationship. It's not going to end abruptly because we're ignoring seeking harmony and alignment and balance in those three areas: bodies, mind, and spirit. I hope that's helpful for you today. I enjoyed talking to you. I could talk about stuff like this all day long. Today, I want you to take stock of where you are physically, mentally, and spiritually. What can you do to establish some balance and spark some harmony in your life? For me, it's going to be seeing that doctor and making sure I do some exercise today and drink plenty of water. That's what I need to do. What do you need to do? I know you know what it is, so I'm not going to sit here on a soapbox trying to preach to you about it. I already know you know. So let's go ahead and do it. I will be talking to you tomorrow, God willing. But in the meantime, I need you to commit to me. Commit to yourself. Commit to the God of your own understanding. Commit to the people that you love, right? To have the very, very best day in your power. Make it the most beautiful, awesome, joyful, happy day on purpose.